Welcome back, beer tubers. Ryan here with another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog. Thanks for joining me. Once again, we're going to look at another beer from Kern River Brewing Company up in Kernville, California, and this is their winter ale. I don't know a lot about it other than it's supposed to be a rye type of beer and have some hops in it. So it was recommended I check it out, and I finally saw some bottles, so I picked it up. Let's get it opened and reviewed. So I do kind of have it on the cooler side because I heard it was pretty hoppy, but that's pouring out pretty dark actually, so maybe it's supposed to be like a Southern California winter warmer, so to speak. But it pours up a really nice two-finger head, really tight bubbles on there, really nice. It's tinging towards very, very light tan. Color-wise, it's a real hazy, approaching mahogany, but really dark amber orange, almost like a burnt orange color on there in the light. Let's get the aroma on it. Definitely picking up a lot of hops for sure. Getting a lot of sweet hops in there. Something, you know, that tropical fruit kind of notes that you kind of get on, you know, something like, I don't know if there's Citra in this one too, like their Citra IPA or not, but start to get maybe almost that sort of New Zealand hop character in there. There's like a peach, mango notes. There's sweeter orange, like almost like a mandarin orange. There is some dark, like caramel, kind of bready, spicy notes in there. So I think some malt is showing up. Tinge of like a sort of bitter grapefruit, but not too much, like ruby red grapefruit. And then almost like a vanilla note on there too, so pretty interesting. Let's dive in. Cheers. Yeah, that's really nice. Not as aggressively bitter as I thought, but it's definitely a hoppy beer. So up front, you're hit with some bitterness. The bitterness tends to be a little more like a floral, bitter grapefruit, but there's a lot of sweet hops that follow the nose, that sweeter orange, kind of peachy character to it. And then the back end is followed up with a good malt build in there. There's a lot of sweet malt coming through at the back end, even though the hops sort of kind of continue on throughout the entire beer. And they don't quite dominate towards the end. That malt really kicks in and kind of helps balance things out. Actually, this is one of those beers where the bitterness really kind of builds up on your tongue. As I'm drinking it more, I get a little more every time. I get a lingering hop character on your tongue, so it doesn't quite clean the palate every time you take a new sip. But you still can pick out some of the nice malts. Definitely some dark caramel malts in there, like a hint of chocolate. Maybe there's a touch of roast in there to kind of darken it up. Not a whole lot of dark fruits, but a really big bready rye character in there that sort of dominates the malt. Certainly get some of that, you know, just straight up like if you're eating some rye bread character to it. So that big sweetness in the back end of the palate really helps balance things out. But you kind of have this lingering, spicy, earthy, kind of piney notes going on your tongue before you're ready to take the next sip. Not only do you taste the rye malt on the back end, it also adds a lot to the mouthfeel. There's a lot of mouthfeel on this beer. And I can't find an ABV on the bottle, so I'm guessing it's somewhere between 5 and 6%, or they have to post it on the label. So for such a, I'm guessing a low ABV beer, it has a really nice medium mouthfeel to it. And it's definitely a winter type of hoppy beer with that darker malt. Still a lot of lingering hop notes, so it's definitely on the hop forward side of things. Which, you know, I kind of look at seeing what Kern River's been doing up there, and they certainly have been doing really well with their hoppy beers, just outstanding. And Citra, their 3rd anniversary ales are all big hop bombs. So this one, you know, it doesn't quite blast you with the hops, but it's got a good hop character that kind of rounds out a real nice malt backbone. So I think it's a really solid beer. It's above average. I'm going to go with a B on this one. I recommend checking it out if you can get it. It doesn't do anything tremendously new or is tremendously complex, but it's a really nice, you know, drinking beer. So Definitely one of the nicer seasonals they do as well, so check it out. winter ale from Kern. Until next time, please comment and subscribe. Cheers.